الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمد عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. إخوة الإيمان السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us another opportunity on this very blessed day, which is Yom al-Jumu'ah, the 26th day of the holy month of the 23rd day of the month of Safar, year 1445 after the hijrah of Prophet Muhammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Makkah to Medina, which is equivalent to the 8th day of the month of September, year 2023. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count this our gathering as an act of worship and use it to grant us al-Jannatul Firdaus. Wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah. In continuation with the discussion we have been discussing for the past 5 weeks concerning the hijrah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we have discussed about the migration, the first migration of Prophet Muhammad from Makkah to Taif, and the incidences that happened in between that time to the time that he migrated to Medina. We have also been discussing all that. Now, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is set to go to Medina, which was called Yathrib then. Last week we discussed about the allegiance, oath of allegiance, the Bay'atul Aqabatul Ula wa Bay'atul Aqabatul Saniya. The two pledges that the Ansar, the people of Medina, that they pledged with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam at the Aqaba. We have explained all this in details. Now they've invited Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam during the 12th year Hajj, after the prophecy of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But there are some companions that left prior to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam migration. It wasn't Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that was the first emigrant. We have discussed about that of Mus'ab ibn Umair, the companion that led the first congregational prayer in Islam. The first Jummah service, as we told us, was not led publicly, was not led by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was led by a companion called Mus'ab ibn Umair, who was the first muhajir from Mecca to Medina. After him, some companions also left, and among them, the first one of them was the person we call Abu Salama. Abu Salama was among the emigrants that went to Abyssinia when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent Ja'far ibn Abi Talib to Abyssinia. So among the people that followed him, among the companions that followed Ja'far to Abyssinia was Abu Salama. Abu Salama was not a quraishi. He wasn't an indigene of Makkah, but he married from Makkah. But he believed in the prophethood of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That was the reason why he was able to follow Ja'far. As I told us last week, that there are some companions that they migrated twice. They first of all went to Abyssinia. When they heard in Abyssinia that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had gained prominence, had gained ground in Makkah, the majority of the quraishi had embraced Islam. So some of them came back from Abyssinia. And among those that came back from Abyssinia was Mus'ab ibn Umair and Abu Salama. So Abu Salama, after coming back, and what led to that? I told us last week. when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was leading Salatul Fajr, Salatul Subi one very day, he was reciting Surah Al-Najm. And Shaitan whispered unto him. So the verses that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was supposed to mention wasn't the verses that he mentioned. He now mentioned some verses that were propagating or they were giving honor to the idols that the quraishi were worshipping, and that led to the verses that we call satanic verses, which we are going to discuss extensively. All this happened before Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam migrated to Medina. So when the people in Makkah now started clamoring around that yes, he too has started praising our idols, the message that they brought in Abyssinia was that the quraishi, they started embracing what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was prophesying. So that was the reason why some of the companions in Abyssinia now came back to Makkah. And among them was Musa ibn Umair. I told us who Musa ibn Umair was. Among them was Abu Salama. But on getting to Makkah, they discovered that what they were hearing in Abyssinia wasn't the truth. Wasn't the truth. So they had to stay back. Not until when the people of Medina started asking Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to now come and stay with them. It will stop jumping up and down. They are going to protect him, and that was what led to the second pledge, second covenant. So after that, they now asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that give us somebody that will go and be teaching us Islam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam now assigned Musa ibn Umair to them. Musa ibn Umair went there. Within 2-3 weeks, like 40 people, they have embraced Islam. They came for the following year's Hajj. And that was how Islam started gaining prominence. And the 13th year after the proclamation of the Nubuwwah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they came and they invited him. So when they invited Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasul said I will come, but he had to discharge some of the companions to go, like having an advanced team. So among those that left was Abu Salama. Abu Salama, as I told us, married from Quraish. So when he was going, he made it public. He didn't sneak out. He made it public that I'm going to Medina. He packed all his belongings. So the Quraysh, they now raised an eyebrow that you can't go. Or if you are going, you can't go with our daughter. And they had a baby boy then called Salama. That was why he was called Abu Salama and Ummu Salama. And that Ummu Salama will later become the wife of Prophet Muhammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As Abu Salama was preparing for his exit, the Quraysh they came. It became a fracas that there was a lot of pandemonium in the community. That no, if you want to go, you go. But this is our own daughter. That is your wife. You can't go with her. They started struggling. He wants to go with her. She also wants to go with him. The force upon his wife was much more than what she can resist. When the Quraysh gained the custodianship of their own daughter, the family of Abu Salama that are residing in Makkah, they said, yes, that woman is your daughter, but the baby she's carrying is her own baby. They started struggling with the baby, indicating that a child belongs to the father. Abu Salama had already left. So these people were battling. So the family of Abu Salama, they started struggling their son with the family of Ummu Salama. Along run, they had to dislocate. When they were dragging the baby in between them, they had to dislocate one of the hands of Salama. Just because they want to take the child with their daughter. And the family of the father of the child said no. So every day, Ummu Salama will be going out every day to go and be crying. There's a place called Bati. That's where she used to go to and go and be crying every day that she won't be able to see the houses of Makkah again. But she can't proceed because she didn't know the direction of how to go and follow her husband. Even if she's going to follow her husband, she has the baby at home. So she kept on crying every day. One very day, her husband's younger sisters, her family members, they had to go and plead with the elders of her husband's family that please, let's release this baby to this woman. She has been suffering for 18 months. They deny her access to her baby, and she didn't have opportunity to go and meet her husband. So at the 18th month, she was able to get the custodianship of her daughter, of her son, Salama, and that was how she started moving out of Makkah in pursuant of going to meet her husband. She didn't know the road. As she was going, she got to a place we call Tanim. Tanim is where we have Masjid Aisha. If a woman that comes for Hajj or that comes for Umrah, but she is in a menstrual flow, she couldn't wear a sobul ihram at the miqat where she's supposed to make her intention that I'm going for Umrah, I'm going for Hajj. That woman will go to Masjid Aisha in Tanim, inside Makkah. It's just like 4 kilometers to Masjid al-Haram, inside Makkah. She will go there and go and take her intention of Hajj, either Hajj or Umrah, and take her sobul ihram. Because she can't go back to either Zul Uleifa or Jufa or Qadrul Manazil. She can't go back to all these Mawakit because they are far away from Makkah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had made it, had simplified it for us, make our life very easy for us. Because Sayyidatuna Aisha, radiallahu ta'ala anha, the wife of Prophet Muhammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was doing the Hajj al-Wada, she joined him. But along the line, her menstrual flow started coming out. So she can't follow him to Masjid al-Haram to go and do tawaf. So she had to stay there at that particular place that we are calling Tanim now. It is that spot that we have a mosque that is called Masjid Aisha. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam now asked her younger brother to stay with her, while Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam proceeded to Masjid al-Haram to go and do his Hajj rite. So she was there till the number of days that her menstrual cycle completed. She took her bath there, made her intention, and she came back to Makkah, to Masjid al-Haram. She's already in Makkah, but she proceeded to Masjid al-Haram. So any woman, maybe during Hajj period, that needs to take her ihram clothes, but she's in a menstrual period, she has to go back to that Masjid Aisha in Tanim. After the number of cycles has been completed, she now go and do a ghusl there and take her intention from there and come and continue with whatever rite she wants to perform. So on getting there of Ummu Salama and her Salama baby, she now encountered Uthman ibn Talha. And who is Uthman ibn Talha? Uthman ibn Talha are the ones that used to take care of Kaaba. There are two principal activities in Masjid al-Haram. We have Siqayat al-Hajj wa Imarat al-Bayt. Siqayat al-Hajj is to be taking care of the pilgrims that Hashim, the grandfather of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the father of Abdullah, the father of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, used to do that. And what is the meaning of Hashim? Hashama, somebody that used to grind maybe like a cereal, a meal, that used to use it to make bread to give people. That is the meaning of Hashim. So the grandfather of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do that for the pilgrims, whoever comes for Hajj. As you all know, even the kafir before, they used to perform Hajj. It's just that it's different from the way we are performing it now. It is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that came, that did the tajdeed, that he knew it, that it ought not to have been done like this. This is how it's supposed to be done. So the father of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abdullah, was the son of Hashim. So Hashim used to be the one that used to host all the pilgrims. That is Siqayatul Hajj. Wa Imaratul Bayt. Those that used to take care of the Kaaba itself, Baitul Atiq. And the people that used to hold, the family that used to hold the key to the Kaaba is the family of Uthman ibn Talha. So Uthman ibn Talha came across Ummu Salama at Tan'im. Where are you going? In this desert. Before you know, Makkah is a desertic place. Where are you going with this little boy? She did not even care about maybe she is going to encounter a wild animal on the road. She is just after what? After who? After her husband. After 1.5 years, 18 months. Uthman ibn Talha, only Allah knows where he's coming from. He was the one that now came down from his camel that he was riding or that he rode. He now asked Ummu Salama and her baby to ride on that camel. He now followed her. And Makkah, to ride on an animal like that, from Makkah to Medina, you can use 7 to 9 days on the road. Any animal that is very agile and fast is the one that can use maybe 3 or 4 days. Uthman ibn Talha started piloting this woman, Ummu Salama, back to Medina. When it is time for her to rest, he will turn his back against her, and he wasn't a Muslim. He did not allow himself to have a close contact, eye contact with her, because she's somebody's wife. He was so bashful that nothing will join her and him together. He will only direct the camel to come down so that she can come down and do whatever she wants to do. That was how Uthman ibn Talha assisted her. When they now approached Medina, he now showed her that, see where you are going, your husband will be in that community. He now left her with the camel and returned back barefooted to Makkah. And he wasn't a Muslim. That was how Ummu Salama returned back to her husband in Yathrib. It's not Medina now, it's Yathrib. Until when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam get back to there, that will now become Medina. Uthman ibn Talha now returned back to Makkah, barefooted, without his animal. So after the conquest of Makkah, at the 8th year, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was able to gain back Makkah. When they were now distributing all what they found in Kaaba and everything that belongs to other people, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam now said that the key to this Kaaba should be returned back to Uthman ibn Talha, because they are the custodian of that Kaaba. And that because of that, see what he did. The person that wasn't a Muslim, see the honor he has gained just because of that attitude alone. Some people are saying, no, we done it. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you should return it back to them. Even if they are not Muslim today, they have been the custodian of that particular house. And immediately Allah revealed an ayah in the Holy Quran. Inna Allah ya'murukum an tu'addul amanati ila aliha. Every trust that is bestowed on you, that is given to you, anything somebody asks you to keep for him, you should always return that thing back to her or him. Just because of Uthman ibn Talha that wasn't a Muslim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed an ayah in the Quran. So, Abu Salama was the first among the people, among the companions that left Makkah for Yathrib before Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These is one among the early emigrants. Number 2 is the one we call a companion we call Suhaibu Rumi. Suhaibu Rumi was an Arab. He wasn't a Roman, because Suhaibu was his name. Rumi means somebody who is from Rome, a Roman. He wasn't. What happened was that there was an invasion within the Arabian Peninsula. Even Suhaibu Rumi was not from Makkah, but he was an Arab. So the Romans, they invaded the Arabian Peninsula. So Suhaibu was among the people they captured as prisoners of war. So they took him along. So he was there among the companions that has a very good accent in speaking Latin, that can speak Latin fluently, was Suhaibu Rumi, among the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After so many years, a quraishi bought him bought him from Rome. He bought him like a slave and bring him back to Makkah. So Suhaibu Rumi was there in Makkah serving his master. He now got to a time that he wants to liberate himself. There is something in fiqh in Islamic jurisprudence that we call kati. Kati means to liberate yourself. That you might be a steward or an house help serving your master. You now get to a time, you now say, I want to free myself. The master might ask you to go and bring maybe some money to pay off yourself. Because maybe your years of service has not been completed. If we can flash back, when we were talking about Salman Farisi, when his master, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, told him that, Ya Salman, katib nafsak, go and free yourself. So Suhaibu Rumi also tried to free himself. He now became a merchant in Makkah. Somebody that was brought in like a slave, that now became among the business mogul. He became very rich and very wealthy. So when he also wanted to migrate, because he had become among one of the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he now wanted to migrate, the quraishi, they heard about the plan of Suhaibu Rumi. Immediately they went to confront him. They said, you can't go anywhere. He now said, why? I need to go. You can see the coffers of the arrows that is with me. I have 40 arrows inside the coffers. And I will make sure that before any one of you get close to me, with the intention of harming me, I make sure that I use all the 40 arrows to clear all of you. So with that alone, they were scared. They now told him that, he now said, for you people to allow me to go, all my wealth is there in Makkah. And so I can describe where the wealth, all what I have, I can describe where they are. The money I've built somewhere, my properties and everything, I can tell you where they are. They said, yes, they will be fine. Because the heart of Makkah Sa'alukan was a Tukhriju Sa'alukan. You came into this Makkah as a poor person, and while you are going, you must go out as a poor person. They thought you were going to like that. That when you came here, you didn't come with anything. You are in our town. Allah bless you in our town. Then you want to live and follow that Muhammad with what God has blessed you with in this our town. Suhaibu Rumi said, I'm not interested in all those materials. I have my money buried in so way. I have this property in so corner. I have this. He told them everything, that go and have it. Let me have my way. Immediately, all those that blocked his way, they dispersed. Because he had left for them all what they thought is so bountiful to them. As Suhaibu Rumi, he was among the people that came after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam left. Suhaibu Rumi, as he was approaching Medina, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I want to believe that should be Abu Yahya, Suhaibu Rumi. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had really honored him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had accepted the transaction that he made with Allah. And what was the transaction? The belief he had and all the wealth and materials he left behind. And as he was approaching Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasul told him that قد ربيعت التجارة. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted your transaction. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed an ayah because of him again. They are all human beings. They are not jinns. They are not angels. They are human beings like me and you. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَسْتَرِي نَفْسَهُ لِابْتِغَاءِ وَجْهِ اللَّهِ. Those that used to sell their life in pursuit of seeking the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That ayah was revealed because of whom? Suhaibu Rumi. Suhaibu Rumi used to be a friend to Ammar ibn Yasir. Who was Ammar ibn Yasir? Ammar ibn Yasir, his parents were the first martyrs in Islam. That the quraishi, the kuffar of Makkah, will kill people that believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the message of Prophet Muhammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The father and mother of Ammar ibn Yasir were the one that was first martyred first murdered in the name of Islam. They killed his father in his presence like this. They killed his mother in his presence like this. Even him, he was tortured to the extent that he had to denounce that, yes, I believe in your Lord, and he was already a companion of Rasul. Immediately they released him, he ran to Prophet Muhammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam that, Ya Rasulullah, I have done what I'm not supposed to do. And I don't know, maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive me. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam now asked Ammar ibn Yasir that, what happened? He said, this is what the Quraysh did for me. This is what the Kuffar did for me. And I had to accept their idol as Lord. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, any other time, if they humiliate you to that extent, say it again. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed an ayah because of Ammar ibn Yasir. That those that have believed in me, and after some time, because of the torment of the aggressors, they now utter kufuric statement. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we know their intention and we are forgiving them. Ammar ibn Yasir, he used to be a friend to Suhaibu Rumi. You can see all these people, just because they believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the message of Rasul. See how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is recognizing them. Me and you, who is going to recognize us? And what Allah revealed about them is still in Quran that we are reading up to today. They are human beings like me and you. The third category of companion that left was Umar ibn Talha and Ayyash ibn Rabia and Hisham ibn al-Asi. Umar ibn Talha, he spoke to Ayyash ibn Rabia and Hisham ibn al-Asi that me, so day, I will be leaving Makkah, I will be going to Medina. Are you coming along with me? They said yes, they are going to come along with you. And among those that declare publicly that they are going was Umar ibn Khattab. He went towards Kaaba. He now shouted round that the Quraish, any one of you that wants to turn his wife to a sudden widow, any man amongst you that wants to turn his wife to a widow and wants to turn his children to orphans, should come and confront me now. I'm going to Medina to go and continue to do propagating Islam. Who among them will who among the Quraysh, who among the Kuffar? We stand in front of Umar because Umar used to be a very coercive person. He's a very strong person. That you will stand in front of him. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in a distressed state, he told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, Allah, I have two Umar. The other one is Amru, but we can call it as Umar. Among these two Umar, Allah, I want you to touch the heart of one of them to become a Muslim. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer Rasulullah, we chose Umar ibn Khattab for him. The other one is Abu Jahl. Abu Jahl's name is Amru. Allah said two of them because they are strong people. They are influential personnel in the community. Allah, I want them to use their personality for Islam. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer prophet's supplication, he answered it on whom? Umar ibn Khattab. Umar ibn Khattab did this in front of Kaaba. Nobody can confront him. He left for Makkah, he left for Medina, he left for Yathrib. On getting to Yathrib, before they got to Yathrib, Ayyash ibn Rabia was the one that joined him. Hisham, they got to know that Hisham also wants to travel with him. They held Hisham. And Hisham and Ayyash and Abu Jahl, three of them, they are from the same biological mother, but different father. Abu Jahl, La'natullahi alayhi, he and Ayyash ibn Rabia and Hisham ibn al-Asi, three of them, they have the same mother, but different father. So they got to know that Ayyash and Hisham, they are going to follow Umar ibn Khattab to Yathrib. So they held on to Hisham. So Ayyash was able to escape with Umar ibn Khattab. On getting to Yathrib, after some days, Abu Jahl, he left Makkah to Yathrib. So on getting to Yathrib, he now told Ayyash that, "Ya Ayyash, our mother is at home now. She has not been taking her bath because you ran away from her and you believe in what she disbelieved in. Our mother, she refused to plait her hair, and lies has full all her hair because of you that you ran away. Will you like to let your mother die because of you?" Umar ibn Talha that was with Ayyash, he now told Ayyash that don't mind them. It was a gimmick, it was a strategy just to take you back. But you know a child, a responsible child, when they tell you about the state in which your mother is, that you are not comfortable with, you want to go and see the mother. Umar ibn Khattab told Ayyash that if you need money to send money to her, I will give you money. If she is going to stay under the sun from morning till evening, let her be. If she refuses to plait her hair and the lice settle on her head, they will chop her hair. Allow her. All these gimmicks is for you to leave this belief that you have gained. Ayyash said, "Please, let me go." So Umar now said, "If you concluded that you are going to go, let me give you my camel. It's very fast. And ensure that you stick on to the back of this camel." Telling him that he should not come down from that camel because they are going to kidnap him. Umar told him that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given him the vision so that he can speak to Ayyash. Along the line, as they were going, Abu Jahl, and with the person that he came with, it now proved to be trickious. They now told Ayyash that they have a problem with their own camel that they rode, that they need to attend to the camel. And you know, they said they wanted to attend to the camel, they wouldn't know for how long. It's like you traveling on a highway, and all of a sudden, your tire got deflated. You have to park. You don't know for how long. You wouldn't know, maybe there is a vulcanizer around that place. You have to fix your tire. Even if you have an extra tire, it's going to take you some time. So virtually you disembark everybody, you ask everybody to come down from the vehicle. So they played a trickish action on Ayyash. So Ayyash had to ask his what? His camel to go down, to Baraka, to go down. As soon as he get down, immediately they grab Ayyash. And that was how they returned him back to Makkah. And they now went and keep him inside a dungeon where they kept Hisham ibn al-Asi. So two of them, they were kept in that dungeon for so many years. One very day, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam now told the companions that who amongst you will go and bring out Ayyash and Hisham ibn al-Asi. It was the elder brother of Khalid ibn Walid that we call Al-Walid ibn Walid ibn Mughira. Because the father of Khalid ibn Walid is called Al-Walid ibn Mughira. So he named his eldest son after his name. And that one was the elder brother to Khalid ibn Walid. So he's called Al-Walid ibn Walid. So he now told Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that yes, I can go. He was the one that now came from Medina after so many years. He now tried to locate the dungeon where they incarcerated them, where they prisonated them. So he jumped the fence in the night, he unshackled all the shackles that they used to tie them. He now freed them, and they all now returned back to Medina to come and meet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That was the first set of people that migrated to Yathrib, like an advanced team, the early emigrants. And they did all this just because of the belief they had in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let us be among the people that is going to favor with his favor in this world and in the hereafter. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima.